I made a serious mistake last night, guys. I was talking to my wife and I happened to mention that there was a Bluey video game that was just released. The mistake was that my 3-year-old daughter happened to overhear this conversation. Bluey game, she said, with a puzzled, happy look on her face. I knew at that stage that I would have zero choice whatsoever. I had to buy that game then and there. But she did fall asleep right before it finished downloading, but I managed to stay up like a big boy and play the game to completion. My normal style of review will not do for a kids game, so no rude jokes, no over-the-top memes or mocking the game, just a father playing Bluey for his kid. So this is an honest review. Bluey is the most popular kids cartoon right now, arguably in the whole world. It targets itself towards both children with its animal characters and bright colours, as well as adults with their deep, meaningful stories. I myself am more of a Peppa Pig fan. I like her bratty attitude, but I don't mind the occasional Bluey episode as well. The story is a short but sweet one, and it does see the family of tracking down pieces of the father's childhood treasure map. I think the father's name's Banjo. There are plenty of side characters that, you meet during the story, such as Bluey's uncles and his grandpa, and the overall feeling of the story is more of a playful one. What I did find that was missing in the story was those deep, meaningful moments that the cartoon series is famous for. That's not to say that there's none of those really sweet moments, but there was just nothing that brought a tear to my eye. Now, the characters are voiced by the same actors that do the cartoon, and they do a fantastic job like always. They really bring those characters to life. Now, once again, my daughter is only 3 years old, and her only console gaming experience is a Peppa Pig game, which is a very simple side scroller. You move left to right and you activate with a button or two. Bluey the video game, I would say, is definitely more tailored to those 4-year-old plus audience in terms of gameplay. You can run in every direction, jump and do platforming, which you'll end up doing from time to time. The running around and jumping feels quite smooth, but the depth perception of the platforming might be an issue at times. The gameplay is mainly running around and finding things, picking up an item and then taking it to its proper location. You can also kick balls around and bounce on beds and trampolines. Bouncing is often required to reach higher collectibles throughout the game, and it's fine overall, but it can be a bit awkward when you're trying to reach that maximum height, which you have to do a few times. The best part of the gameplay are the mini games though. You will play games like The Floor is Lava, or a game where you keep a balloon from hitting the floor. I'm led to believe they're in the actual Bluey cartoon, but I haven't seen those episodes. They can be played in each of the various areas that you unlock, not just in the house, for example. You can play them at the park, at the beach, and at like the creek. You will be doing lots of exploring to complete the sticker book, which is the main collectible in the game. They are scattered and hidden around each area, and they're not difficult to find by any means. Again, some require platforming to reach, but again, this is just a kid's game, so it's all pretty simple. You can also play as each member of the family. They don't really have any special reason to swap, like the dad isn't stronger or taller, for example, so there's not much reason to swap. You also collect different items of clothing that you can equip to each character. It's a nice little addition. There are games like SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, for example, that are much longer games. You'll get, 6-7 hours out of. But with Bluey, the video game, you'll only get about 3 or 4. But you're not really paying that $55 Australian for great gameplay. You're really more paying for the IP. As a parent though, the enjoyment will come from watching your kids play and helping them do certain things. But also, as a side note, the trophies and achievements require you to pretty much collect everything, so that's where a lot of my attention was spent. But one of the great things is that it does have the ability to be played in co-op. It will be great fun leading your kid to the right sections, and you can show them how it's done instead of just, taking the controller out of their hands and showing them that way. The price was a little expensive for how short the game is, but I do think it's worth it overall. The story is sweet and fun, though missing those deep, meaningful moments the series is known for. The co-op play is the main reason to play through. Some kids games are really just a single player experience, and Bluey the game does a great job of being able to have 4 players at once. The gameplay is fairly simple, but difficulty can be added with the platforming, but again, nothing too hard. Overall, I recommend this game. I really do. I won't give it a score out of 10 or anything. It's sort of unfair to compare it to a AAA game or anything, but it is fun, and I know my kid will have a lot of fun playing it as well. Hey, look, if you enjoyed this review, please give it a lot of love. If it gets a lot of love, I might start focusing a little bit more on kids' games as a side thing, so we'll see how we go. But again, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, see ya.